I hope you're all having a great day. I'm Mr. Ish. Thank you for joining me. Angles exercise. 2 questions here, not too hard, but typical standardized test style angle questions. We have a representation here. We have to find this specific angle right here. We know that this line A and this line B are parallel to each other. A is parallel to B. We only have this provided. How can you find that angle right there? When I'm looking at this specific angle here, 25 degrees, I know opposing it, I must have a 25 degrees. But I need to know what this angle right here is because I have a triangle. If I can determine this angle right here, then I can determine x. When I'm looking at this line B and line A, they're parallel to each other. Therefore, 89 over here will correspond to this because these will be corresponding angles. This here will become 89 degrees. So now I can determine x. X plus 25 plus 89. The sum of the internal angles of a triangle equals 180, and from there you can get to your answer. Just do 180 minus 25 minus 89 and you'll have 66 degrees. X will be equal to 66 degrees. Just as a quick reminder here, remember this right here, A and B are parallel to each other. Therefore, this line going across serves as a transversal line for these two. If this right here is 89, then this must be 89 because they would correspond to each other. These two angles, 25 and 25, by means of this specific opposing angles, these two angles must be equal to each other. If that's 25, that's 25, that's 89, that's 89, then you can easily determine x, and x is 66 degrees. Here we have to determine the angle x based on this representation. If I can determine this angle right over here, I can easily determine x, and I can do so. I have a triangle over here, so that helps me out. This right here is 30 degrees. This here is 80 degrees, but when I'm looking at this 80 degree angle, I have 80 here, then the opposing angle must be 80. This right here must be 80. Then you can determine this third angle of the triangle. The sum of the 3 internal angles of a triangle are always 180. You have 30 plus 80, and we'll call that y. We'll call this y is equal to 180. Solve for that y. And then we'll have 180 minus 30 minus 80 will have 70 degrees. Here y must be equal to x because they're opposite angles. They're opposite angles at the same vertex or at the same intersection. Therefore, they're opposite intersecting angles. They should be equal to each other. X here should be equal to 70 degrees. And we would be right and the question would have been solved. These are typical questions on the standardized exam. You know it. These are the type of questions you see. And it's easy to make a silly mistake on these type of questions. Just remember this specific fact that two intersecting lines, the opposite angles are equal to each other. If this right here is equal to this, then this angle right here must be equal to that. And just for discussion's sake, this right here would be supplementary. That's 80, that's 100, then this must be 100 as well. So always remember the two angles at a specific intersection are always equal to each other when they're opposing one another. That's equal to that, and that right here is equal to that right there. And that's exactly what you're seeing in this question. 70 degrees should be right, and with that we end this video. Have a great night. Bye.